All right, we are so back. Don't worry. Everything is back up and running. We did not have to make this a YouTube exclusive stream anymore. We're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let me just make sure we are in fact live on all these platforms and that it's not just lying to me, which it's liable to do. Okay, we are on Twitch. Are we on YouTube?
No.
We are on YouTube. And now, everybody's most important favorite platform. Are we on Kick? We are. Oh my god. We're going to get so many viewers over there.
Yeah, the only important part is that we can make fun of bots again, but that's about it. We're also gonna do it on Twitch anyway, so I don't see the benefit.
All right, we gotta wait at least like 3 minutes before we start because Twitch has to run ads. I have to force it to run the ads, otherwise we have to wait like 8 minutes. So.
And then in 8 minutes, we're gonna run more ads.
It will force ads to play no matter what whenever you start a stream, which is kind of bullshit because there's supposed to be a timer once you run ads. Once you run ads, there's a timer. It says you don't have to run ads again for like an hour to get rid of pre-rolls. But if your stream ends and you have to start again, they say, fuck you, ads in 5 minutes. Nothing you can do.
Oh yeah, heads up, Derek. You're getting a package tomorrow.
Holy shit.
Is it a pipe bomb?
I did one.
No, I couldn't afford that one.
I did get a couple emails about packages coming soon, and I didn't know if they were for me or my grandparents, because I was just thinking, like, I didn't order anything.
Grandparents know how to use the internet? That's impossible, Chip.
Well, they know how to use the internet, Shadow, okay?
What are you talking about?
They don't know how to use it well, but they know how to use it enough to order things, okay?
They know how to Facebook.
Do they?
She does, actually.
Alrighty. This is impressive.
She also knows how to fight against people talking shit with her in Facebook comments.
Oh, Granny doing flame wars.
Well, you know, when they give her shit, yeah, that's fair. You just got pinged. Get frickin' pinged, idiot. That's right. That's right. That was the alert saying, hey, we're about to stream. That's it. That was what that was.
What?
What?
What do you mean, what?
I mean, what?
What was what I just said confusing to you?
Where was the ping?
The ping was in the stream alerts channel if you have the actual ping role. It's an opt-in thing.
Okay.
Because I don't want to annoy people.
That's valid.
Okay, let's see here. Blue Sky is an interesting platform because on the one hand, I feel like people actually see my stuff and will interact with it. On the other hand, I will just get random bot follows on there from like accounts that look legit, but they're like doing the weird mass follow a bunch of people, then unfollow them all to make their account bigger.
As opposed to the bot follows on Twitter, which do not look legit.
Yeah. They don't even try to make them look legit. They just buy the verified thing so they can spam you with DMs. If they even bother to do that.
Well, which one's worse though? That's the real question.
Blue Sky. I'm sorry. Worse is Twitter.
The fake cam
worse
girls.
is Twitter. Yeah.
The fake cam girls.
Twitter is just actively running like porn ads now. It's actually annoying. They're like, I scroll through Twitter and there's like ads for friends with benefits apps to fuck girls in my area, and I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, the only porn Derek wants on Twitter is the 2D kind.
Yeah, that's how that works.
Is it how it works?
Yeah, but I don't want to be but I don't want it to be AI, okay? That's another problem with Twitter. The For You tab just keeps trying to serve me AI fucking hentai. Is bullshit. I don't want that shit. Get it out of here.
We're adding more asterisks to this. That's good.
I want that real shit. That shit with soul, okay?
What's soul? There's no soul shit. It's all machine.
Maybe for you.
AI couldn't come up with depressed Miku.
Sorry.
AI could make Miku depressed, okay?
Well,
it's a very different concept, but yes.
we just gotta move the word around.
Oh no, AI putting a Vocaloid out of business would be funny as hell.
Okay, so Andy will not be here. I believe Dango never told me that they would be here tonight, even though they did want to. I think they've just been busy with things. So I think this is the group we got for tonight. Ari, is your mic working?
I sure hope it is.
It is working, good. Have you finished your reading in time?
All right.
There's a lot of silence
I'm
going
here for
on.
moral support.
Oh, I see. Did you start the reading at least?
Absolutely.
That's exactly
that
how.
was not sarcasm. That was
Oh,
not
sure,
sarcasm.
sure.
I was waiting for you for a long pause, and then you say not.
No, it wasn't sarcasm.
Okay.
You should be like, yeah, I read all of Umi Neko. That's what we're reading right now, right? Yeah. I loved Umi Neko. The Grimace Shakes. They had small bombs in them. That's the answer to everything. Okay. All right, I think we're ready to get this going then. Let me take off the pre-show memes and we will begin. This is on the wrong screen. God damn it. Hold on. There we go. Welcome everybody to another exciting week of the Anime Book Club here on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick all at the same time. And they are actually multi-streaming. I had a bit of an issue before we went live, but they are fixed. We're live on all of them. You can find your links to all these things if you go to wolfborg.com. All my links to everything will be there. We are back again to finish our discussions involving Azumanga Daioh. We have finished the manga. And so we are here to discuss the remainder of the series. But before we get into that, let's introduce the guests that we have this week. Starting in alphabetical order, as usual, Aztec, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Aztec. I'm not sure why you're watching this if you didn't watch the first part.
That's valid. That's valid. Got any recommendations for us this week?
I haven't read it recently, but read Komi. It's fun.
Komi-san? Okay, go read that. Go read that. And Mr. Canada himself, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Canada. The thing I recommend is evading taxes.
Based. Listen, when are you gonna do that for our Twitch funds that we got going on here? When are you gonna do that for us? Okay, we got.
You guys got a bunch of gobbledygook for an accounting system.
Okay, fine. I will incorporate in Canada to make your accounting life easier. All right.
That makes it worse.
I'm sure this will not cause any headaches. Don't worry.
You made it harder somehow. How could you do this?
Because you complain, that's why. Anyways, thank you so much for that. And next up we have me, Chaplain, aka Wolfborg, aka Chioplin, is what I've decided my name for this series is going to be. Okay, so I would recommend I'd recommend Halo 3. It is actually the best game ever. Of all time.
Nah.
Of all time, close to Rapid Tap. Rapid Tap's second place, but Halo 3 is in front of that, and then in third place is number 3 is Balatro. Okay, that's just how it is. Sorry to say. All right, next up we have Arimia. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Arimia. That's all I have to say this week.
And you can watch our live streams.
Yeah, you could go watch all of our discussions and theories about all of that. There's like.
But where can we do that, chap?
On youtube.wolfborg.com, of course. I think that's where technically I think some of the VODs are up on Twitch, but nobody watches VODs on Twitch. And I did not preserve all of them in time because some of them expire over time. So don't bother with Twitch. They're there if you need to, but go to YouTube. And while you're there, subscribe, okay? Do it. Or Chio's father will invade your dreams, okay?
And guess what? Umineko, the questions arc is $14.99 on Steam right now, and the answers arc is, if Steam will load faster, also 40% off at $17.99.
I was gonna say, I would hope that they're both. I would hope they both have the sale. If not, that's a little weird.
You can get all 8 episodes and Golden Fantasia for $45.57.
Oh,
it's amazing.
That's like 1,000 Canadian dollars.
Oh my god!
It's amazing.
All right, well, go do that if you are interested in that. Thank you so much, everybody. And now let's begin our final discussion about Azumanga Daioh. We have reached the end. We've reached their graduation. All 3 of their years is what we went through. I imagine our discussion may be a little shorter than last time because I don't really know how much more in depth we can get with a series like this. With the nature of how things are, but there's a lot of little gags and bits that happened this week that we can discuss.
Oh,
We had a couple. Did we have like 1 or 2? We've had like 3 sports festivals because we've had 3 years there. I'm pretty sure 2 of the sports festivals happened this week, or did one of them happen at the end of last week?
I don't remember, man.
Because I just remember we had a little bit of a sports festival the first discussion we had last week. And then I think this one we had 2. And each of them was Yukari having another bet with Nyamo or Kurosawa. Or Kurosama. I forget which one was her name. Because I'm getting her confused now with the old lady from Umineko. Was that Kumasawa? I don't know. Anyways.
That was Kumasawa.
yeah. So they do this thing where they keep having bets over the sports festival. This year, I mean, in the next 2 years, Yukari's like, we're gonna win because now we have Sakaki on our team and we have Kagura on the team now. So we got like 2 of the big sports people on our team, along
Literally
with Tomo,
stacking
I guess.
her bets.
I mean, she still loses the 3rd year, but that's only because she was the anchor for the race, and then she fucked it up because she assaulted Kurosawa while they were running. And they're like, well, I guess it was close, guys. They're like, you threw the match for us. One of the years, I think Yukari won, and she went to be like, we won, losers. And she's like, oh, well, my class, you all did your best, so I'm still going to buy you guys something as a little present, a little treat. We're going to get you guys like a snack or something like that. And she was like, hey, you can't win gracefully. What the fuck, bro? We had a whole arc this week where Sakaki finally gets a cat and also gets positive interactions with cats, more so than the gag of just every time she tries to interact with a cat, it bites her or scratches her or whatever. Because the recurring joke of like, she really likes cats, but they don't like her. She finds a cat while they're on the trip to Okinawa, which the Okinawa chapters were a little annoying for me because, and I kind of figured they would, because it was every 5 seconds they were making some inside joke about Okinawan culture. And I'm like, every like other panel, I'm like, okay, I'm going to need the translation notes for this. I'm going to need a translation note for this. And then sure enough, there was a mountain of translation notes for that whole segment. I mean, they still had a fun time. Some of them I figured. Some of them was just like puns from like Okinawan sayings, because Okinawan Japanese has like certain phrases and ways of like phrasing some of its words that are just different than traditional Japanese, or even like what is it called, the Osaka girls dialect there, Kansai dialect or whatever. Like Okinawan has like different phrases that other Japanese speakers might not be as used to unless they're there or like know about the culture a bit. And I learned this firsthand when I was trying to do fan translation work for Idol Story. And they had this one chapter where this one girl shouted something as like Potsuga or something like that. And she was like calling somebody a fucking moron, but in like Okinawan like phrases, I guess, because she's from Okinawa. And it took me forever to figure out that that's what was happening, but I figured it out eventually.
Was that also the character that you had to do the like winner chicken dinner thing?
No, that was a different one. Yeah, she went to one of the auditions, and she was like, I want to win. I'm gonna wear this shirt to it, and it just the original phrase in Japanese was something like katsu something. But it literally is like a phrase that like gamers will say. I think it's like supposed to be the origin of the winner chicken dinner meme. From
found the source.
Or like how they interpret it, I guess. Something like that. It was like a gamer phrase that closely translates to winner chicken dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but that was a different character, yeah. Yeah, so the Okinawan stuff, I was just like, okay, we're making, some of them I understood, some of them I was like, okay, she's making a joke about this food that has the word chin in its name. She keeps saying the names of these foods or whatever that she's buying for souvenirs to Yomi to be like, look, this thing. And like one of them, the joke is just she keeps saying the word that sounds like dick over and over again. The other ones were like a little more complicated, I think. They were just like, I read the translation notes. It's like, this is this type of food. It does this. She's probably just saying it over and over again because she thinks it's funny to say Okinawan phrases and like names of things or whatever. I think her, was it Osaka or Tomo? Tomo, I think, and Chiyo just kept doing it. They were just having fun with the words. Like they kept talking about looking at the like statue of the lion dog thing. And being like, Shisha statue or whatever, Shisha something. Again, it's hard for me to remember a lot of the stuff because it's all just Okinawa culture stuff, and I didn't process most of it at the time because the translation notes weren't until the end of the volume. So, we did have more reoccurring chapters of Chiyo's father. Chiyo's father came back a few times, in dreams and in physical merch. Now, when they do the school festival this time, they have hats of the father.
Don't worry about it.
Wait, I have the panel.
Okay. So they have like the hats of the dad, which Sakaki designed, I guess. I saw it in a vision. I think like they physically found the item at first at some point, like a toy of it, and Sakaki's like, oh my god, why the fuck, he's real or some shit. Sakaki later had a dream, and the father was in it after they made the hats, and was like, oh, you made hats of me, didn't you? You
made merch.
You didn't cut me in on the profits with that. How would you feel? How would it feel if I cut your face in half? Would it hurt? Oh, it would it? Yeah, I was just curious about that. We had a lot of like
Yeah, Chiyo's dad went from strange to just straight out threatening most of the characters.
Yes. There was another one that was just like Chiyo's just eating dinner with the dad, and Sakaki's there in the dream, I think. And Chiyo's like, "Oh, I like tomatoes." And the dad's like, "I don't care if you like them or not. You're going to eat them." Yeah, so like they had a lot of creepy bits. I think like the dad was trying to, the father, Chi-Chi's father was trying to talk with Sakaki, and they were like, "Huh, do you have anything you want to discuss?" I wish I could be tall. And then he like paused for a moment. Anything to confess? And it's like a very awkward thing. Well, I mean, cats hate me, I guess. And then it's just like he's just sitting there processing, and it looks like his whole body is like warping or whatever. And he just got anything else to confess? It's like, oh well, this is a little concerning. I was also noticing the pages in between chapters would sometimes show a character, and they would show a number, and they would say "you belong." I didn't understand that. I looked it up a bit. The "you belong" is supposed to just be like a tagline for the series. I don't know what the numbers mean, though. I don't know what the numbers refer to.
It's an ARG that's still unsolved in 2024.
Oh, God.
It's Uedaku. You gotta solve the mystery, chef. All the pieces here. Okay, the culprit has to be among one of the occurring characters.
It's okay. Maybe it's their power level. Okay. Last time it was their heights. you know. So I don't know, because like I'm looking at one right now. Kagura is like 127. This one Tomo is like 109. I don't know.
Yeah, that's probably right. But you're completely glossing over the fact that her father is Santa.
True. Not only is Chiyo's dad actually Santa, of course, Chiyo's dad also works with the government. The government funds all the presents, and Chiyo's dad can also fly at Mach 100 speed, because why not?
I always knew that bastard was a sellout.
Chap,
Listen,
I don't think you understand, okay? This is a major problem. Santa Claus is taking our tax money.
hey, listen.
Hey, I'd rather it go there than some of the other places it's going, my fella.
I understand it's our best use of our tax money so far, but come on, I think we can do a little better.
I'd like to see the IRS catch him, okay? I'd like to see the IRS try to catch him.
Wait, what are you talking about? What does the IRS have to do with this?
Why would the IRS not catch him?
For what?
Tax evasion.
That's not tax evasion. He's getting paid by the government.
So,
Yeah,
what's your
and
point?
the government buys all the
You still
Christmas
have to pay taxes to the government. You know that, right?
I understand, but what makes you say that Santa Claus is evading taxes?
We just know.
You look at that bastard and don't think he's avoiding his taxes? Like, what?
Santa Claus is evading taxes.
You think you're gonna tell me the government's giving him all that money and all that money is going to presents? All of it?
I know.
I'm just saying, Chiyo's home is pretty big and they have like summer homes and everything. I'm just saying, where'd all that money come from? We don't know. Well, now we know. The government. So, we had that kind of stuff. What other bits did we have? Any memorable bits from you guys this week that you really enjoyed?
I enjoyed Sakaki.
Sakaki.
Sakaki's a tall girl, right?
Yeah.
I enjoyed her anti-cat thing of effectively turning into a superpower, where if she holds her hand out, a cat will bite it.
Yes, yeah. They use that to get a cat out from under a car, I think. She was like, all right, I got a bite. And they're like, what the fuck? Oh, yeah, but her arc. Her arc, she got a cat. When they went on the Okinawa trip, they went to one of the remote islands there, and her cat is like just a wild cat that lived there, I guess. The wild cat hung out with her a little bit while they hung on the island. Then they had a heartfelt goodbye, and then she went back home. And then she like read online that the mother cat of that cat died from a car accident. I think it was a car accident. But then the cat that she met somehow journeyed all the way to her and like saved her from a whole bunch of other cats that were about to attack her and Chiyo. And so now she's like, all right, well, I guess this is my cat now, but I can't take care of her at my place. So for now, Chiyo's going to take care of her at her place. And then I'll just visit a shit ton more. And then once I'm old enough to move out, I will move out and have my cat. So the cat's Maya, because it was like Yama Maya, and then now they've just shortened it to just Maya. So Maya's an adorable little guy, okay? Hanging out with the dog.
They lied to a vet about it.
They did. They said it was, the doctor was like, it's almost like a wild cat, crossbreeding. It's a crossbred cat. That's all it is. Do not ask further questions. Yes. Yes, true. What was that one screen cap I took? I think I put in spoiler zone. When she went to go pet the cat, and they're like, whoa, it's letting you pet him. And then her face is just like, it's a meowricle. Oh, I'll show it on stream. This one. If I can get it small enough. I can do this, I believe. It's a meowricle.
This is one of those cat jokes.
Like meow?
Yeah, like yeah.
No, you have to roll the Y. Try it again.
How about you get good? I don't know.
Like meow?
You and your VN propaganda.
What was your favorite bits from this week, Miko?
Santa.
That's it? Just Santa? Santa's good though.
Yeah.
Santa's good. Wait.
I think it was the end of last week's, like the very end of last week's, that there was There's one bit between Yukari and Kurosawa.
Yeah, Kurosawa.
Where they were at a restaurant, and they're like, let's do rock paper scissors for who pays, and they did it, and then she's like, okay, we're splitting the check. instead of Yukari paying for all of it. She's like, no, we're just splitting it now.
Yeah, that was a good one. I also liked the bit where every time somebody finds out Chiyo has experienced something that they've been dying to do, they're like, all right, we got to kill this girl. We got to toss her off the cliff right now.
Yeah, that's the one.
I think there was one scene where she was just like, somebody else was talking with Yukari, and they mentioned something about them saying that it was I think Osaka. I think Osaka was asking, what should I do in the future? Like, what should my job be? And she was like, maybe you should be a teacher. And then Osaka went to Yukari and like said, yeah, she says I should try to be a teacher. She immediately went over there and said, Chiyo, you try to talk shit about me? You call me a fucking idiot? What is this? Yeah. What Yukari scenes, there was things like she had a little ramble where it was I can't, alarm clocks don't work for me. It's too loud. It just is really fucking annoying. So I need like my mom or like you, Kurosawa, to just very gently wake me up so then I could just not go anyways. That last bit I don't think she said, but I think that was still the implication of that. I think that scene was like she also just wouldn't wake up, and so the Kurosawa just turned on the video game, and then she immediately woke up like, oh, so we're gonna play some games? We're gaming? We gaming here?
Yo.
We out here gaming? Oh, I like this is very, very it's good. The series is good. I won't lie though, once we got to like this half though, I was like, some of these are like, they're good bits, but at this point I'm kind of being dragged out with some of these segments. Some of these I'm just like, they're not bad, they are funny, but also it was like I understand why, because we went through 3 years of the school, but I'm like, do we need a sports festival thing every single time, and it's sort of similar every single time? Like, I don't really remember much difference between them. It was just they go to do the sports festival, there's a bet that's happening, Chiyo and Osaka are worried that they're gonna make the whole team lose, and then I think that was like the bit for like all of them, I think. And then Tomo.
And also, how many times can we show that Chiyo is a tiny little child?
True, there's a lot of that.
Because that was like in all of them, and it's like, okay.
Little creature. We had several hair adjustments, one of which addressed what we were talking about last time, where we were like, I think Tomo's hair is getting longer. It was, in fact, getting longer, and they acknowledged it this time, where Tomo cut their hair short and was like, yeah, I'm so different now. And she was like, this is how you looked in the first year. It also reminded me, I don't remember if that was this week or the week before, Tomo specifically has a waifu. It's Fujiko Mine from Lupin the Third, and it's like, I just want to be like Fujiko. And I tried to grow out my hair long, and I just realized I'm never gonna be like Fujiko, so I'm gonna be like this other Japanese actress that I will never be, I guess.
I feel like Tomo had too many good things happen to her.
Yeah. Tomo
There needed to be punishment in the end, and there just wasn't.
Tomo even like got into college before like Yomi did, and it was like, what the fuck? How did that even happen? Yeah, it's. Listen, Tomo's still fun at times. Was fuel for most of the wow, you're being an energetic idiot moments, because I mean that's basically the role. We have like the two dumbass roles are Tomo and Osaka. They're like the two main dumbass roles.
Osaka's at least endearing. Tomo's just an asshole.
Yes. What was one of the bits? It was like I just I like when they were doing exams and she's like, "Oh, my exam score sucks. Chio's is like a 100, but if we combine all of our bonehead scores, we have a 103 compared to her 100, so we win. Fuck you, idiot."
Oh, boneheads win again.
Yeah, I finally got to see the context for this panel.
The context for let me see here.
Oh yes. Oh, that was so good.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, the glass. Yeah.
She was like, "Oh, I I'm gonna go wake up the teacher. I can't wait. I've always wanted to wake up someone with a frying pan," but she was also half awake, so she just grabbed a knife and she just walked in. Oh, you're awake. Well, maybe next time.
I've seen that so many times. I just had no idea what it was.
It is amazing. 10 out of 10.
Maybe next time. Maybe next time. It's again, as we said last week, this is a very good series for like out of context clips of some of its bits. It's just one of those ones where it's like it's just great for that, because like, I mean, again, some of the jokes are reoccurring, but you could still consume them as they like are by themselves. The jokes are enhanced by also consuming the other ones, though. Absolutely. Like one of the bits where they're like having misunderstandings about, like, I'm trying to think. Chio had a lot of those moments where she's like, this thing, isn't that what this thing is about or whatever? Or was it Osaka? I remember Osaka was like trying to train for the bread eating contest in the sports festival thing, and they were trying to figure out how you're supposed to tie the bread up. And they're like, do you just tie it around the whole thing? Do you stick it in and act like it's like a fishing hook? How do you tie this around? Yeah. I liked the fact that Sakaki finally got to have cute cat moments, even though it's with like a wild cat that they have to lie about. I liked it. I was happy for the Sakaki W.
Living with Chio at the end.
Yeah, basically. The one panel where it's just like she's sitting in the kotatsu with the dog and the cat, and the line next to her is just like in bliss or whatever, or like peace, completely at peace or something like that. There was one other panel where she was like, why are you sitting in the corner of the room, Sakaki? And she's like, I can't move. It's because the cat's like sleeping on her lap. It's just, I can't move. This is it. This is where I gotta die now. That's all I have now.
All I have now is this cat.
Osaka's hay fever came back, as I don't think we even mentioned it last week's thing, but it was, or maybe it was this week that it first happened or whatever. But Osaka realized that they have hay fever, and she was like, "Oh, I have hay fever," and she went around like bragging about it to people, because she finally understood why it was that she gets like that during those seasons. And people are like, I'm sorry to hear that. Why does she look happy? What? Why is she? And then like, apparently that was a joke that kept going every year. And then like one of the years she like brought a tissue box. It was like, this is my special tissue box. You want to see what it does? And she just blows into it. And it's just, it's for my hay fever. And then eventually that tissue box gets turned into a donation box for the teacher when she loses her wallet. And she's just like, I don't need your damn charity. Get out of here. There was another bit with Yukari involving her not getting a present one year from her class. And she's like, Kurosawa got a present from her students. I'm just saying. Would have been nice to get one myself, And then this year,
who needs a push anyway?
And then the next year, Kurosawa got a handbag from her students, and she's just loudly screaming in that other class next door, like, you got a handbag? Well, who needs a handbag anyways? I wouldn't want a handbag for my students on my birthday. And the other class can very clearly hear her, and they're just like, oh shit, we forgot it again, didn't we? Well, what do we do? I think they I don't remember how. They somehow got a handbag. Maybe it wasn't that day. Maybe it was the next day. But they eventually got her a handbag. She's like, oh, well, give me a moment. I have to go somewhere for a second. Just was going next door to brag about it. There were a few colored pages. I don't know if there were colored pages in your versions that you guys read, but in my physical version, there were some colored pages in the middle. And it was like, I don't think they were like 4 comic pages here. I think they were like full-on comic pages. And it was Tomo saying, all right, I need your powers, guys, because I need some defining traits here other than being an idiot. Okay, I need Chiyo's genius. I need Sakaki's athletic abilities. I need, why aren't you guys sharing that? And Osaka's like, well, you can have my forgetfulness. She's like, I don't want that. I don't need that. And she's like trying to say that she would do like acrobatics across the classroom, make it look really cool. And then she'd be like, teacher, I forgot my textbook. Anyways. Okay. There was one bit that stood out to me. As like a little bit where it was like the teacher had said something about something. It was like, oh, Chiyo was like very excited for the class trip. Chiyo was very excited about the class trip. And the teacher saw that, Yukari saw that, and was like, oh, well, I'm sorry to say, the trip has been canceled. And Chiyo was like ready to cry. She said, no, not the trip. And then like the teacher's like, no, sorry, I'm just fucking with you. I had to do it because you look so excited. You know how it is. And I think Tomo or Osaka was just like, yeah, teacher, I know exactly what you mean by that. And then they sit down, and it's just, everyone's like, what the fuck? Why did you specifically have to point out that you know how it is? It was a nice little funny bit. Okay, I thought it was funny. I laughed when it happened. What did you guys laugh at? What else did you guys laugh at? Shadow, you got any funny moments for us?
No.
Not a single funny moment.
Stolen.
You didn't laugh at all.
Stolen.
You didn't laugh.
No, I
at
actually
all?
didn't laugh at all. I didn't.
Not a single time. Do you hate this
No.
series? Do you have no joy in your heart?
No, I think it was fine. It's just most funny I was talking with you guys.
Wow. Well, it's, again, this is one of those series, I will say, that for its time and its role in the making the slice of life genre more popular, like if it wasn't for Azumanga Daioh, from what I looked into online, if it wasn't for Azumanga Daioh, we wouldn't have had nearly as many slice of life adaptations as we did at the time. And the genre has become like a big thing these days. But if it wasn't for things like Azumanga Daioh doing really well with its anime adaptation, we probably would not. And like this series is like more niche. I mean, it's still known, but it's not like hugely known as much as it used to be. But I had seen it described online as like the grandmother of a slice of life series, in that its role was pretty important at the time, but not many people have read it these days, or maybe they've consumed the anime, but not as many people as used to even know about it or how much of a role it played with. I don't know if I should say define it, because slice of life was like around before Azumanga Daioh, but it kind of popularized it. It made a lot of like school comedy tropes more common, I guess, with its influence on these kind of things. So I liked it. That's it. I liked it. Yeah.
Yay.
And then they also did have a whole graduation segment, which was both funny in some moments, but also sad in some moments. But, it was like a happy ending towards the end. Because I think Chiyo was like very sad, being like, we're about to graduate. That means we're not going to be hanging out every day as much anymore. But, they're still hanging out towards the end. They're still getting plans to go do other things together. They're still planning to like, go to, what was it, that like carnival place or whatever, magical land or whatever, and all that kind of stuff. Like they're still hanging out. They're still hanging out. But it is still funny to me though that little child, like 9-year-old Chiyo, is a high school graduate now, and she's planning to go to America to study. What was she planning to study? I thought they had said, but I don't remember.
I don't think they did. I think she just said studying abroad.
Okay. Oh, I remember. It was something dumb like Tomo said, I want to be a part of the international police or something. But she had like zero clue how that even worked. Or like if it even was a real thing. Osaka was just like, maybe I'll be a teacher because Chiyo said I might be good as a teacher. And Sakaki wanted to go to veterinary. Oh my god, can I speak? Veterinary school? Is that how you say that? Veterinary?
And got accepted.
Veterinary.
Okay. So they got accepted and went into that. We had whole bits when it came to the college exams where it's like, power up the good luck charm for us, Chiyo, with your brain powers, please. And she just like held it and like poured her energy into it, the little creature. And then they went to go check the results. And Yomi tried to have her do that as well when she went to go read her results. And as she was charging it, or no, I don't even think she had her charge. I think somebody else did. I don't remember. But they charged it up, and somebody in the middle of it just walked up to Yomi and said, "Hey, I don't think I saw your number up there." He's like, "You motherfucker, you can't be telling me this shit." And then luckily she did go over to check herself and saw that her number was in fact on there. So she did in fact get accepted into a school. So good for them. Good for all of them. We did get a little bit of backstory with that kind of stuff about Tomo. They were just like, yeah, Tomo was a dumbass throughout most of middle school. And then they kind of locked in when I said, yeah, you're never going to get into... Yomi was like, you're never going to get into the same high school I get into. And Tomo was like, bet. And then locked in. And then somehow got in.
Spiteful studying.
Yeah. Here...
Fucking works, I don't tell you.
What was the other? Oh yeah, Kagura got into a sports on a sports thing somewhere. So she was going to do sports somewhere else. And what bits did we have with Kimura? Oh yeah, Kimura did this thing where he one of the people during the Okinawa trip bought a shirt. And they're like, this is a cool shirt. And then they looked and they're like, oh, look over there. And it's Kimura wearing the same shirt. And they're like, all right, I have to go change right now. And I'm not wearing this shit with that guy wearing it. And then another one was they're at the shrine for New Year's and they're like putting in money and doing their prayers, and he puts in a 10,000 yen note. It was less than $100 these days, probably like $70 or something like that. But they're like, oh my god, what did he put all that money for? He must be asking for some perv shit, probably some fucked up perv shit, that because he's the fucked up perv creepy teacher or whatever. And he's just like, I hope for world peace and happiness for everybody. And then there was a couple other bits with like his wife. They meet up with his wife again, and one of them is like, hey, can you, like, you know, maybe this is rude to ask, but what do you see in Kimura? And she's like, I mean, he's pretty cool. He's pretty nice. I forget what it was. She had described something like, they just don't make people who are like him anymore, or something like retro. I think
they
were
don't
trying to
make
describe
degenerates anymore.
I mean, she's not wrong.
I mean,
yeah, they don't make degenerates anymore. It's crazy, right?
Like compared him to fashion trends. Like, no, his time will come again.
You know, yeah. And he kept like being like, yo, it's sports festival day, the gym shorts are out, hell yeah, let's go. And like, I think when they were having the culture festival, they had the debates again about what kind of thing to do for the culture festival. Do we do a haunted house or a coffee house again? And they're like, oh, are we gonna come up with anything original? What if we do like a halfway thing? What if we do like a haunted coffee house? How's that gonna work? We serve them tea and then we scare them. Or maybe the haunted stuffed animal thing, which will involve dead animals. I don't remember who suggested that or what was going on there, but there's like,
that was
probably Osaka. Yeah.
Osaka started recommending a lot of dead animals and things for some reason.
what are they doing over there in Osaka? I don't know. Kimura did like the Chiyo's father hat. Immediately demanded one, and then wore it, and it was very. He immediately tried using that to lure more students into the thing. And they're like, "We don't want your help. Please get out of here." Oh, Chiyo got to wear a little penguin outfit too. Was it a penguin or was it like a whale?
It was a penguin.
Yeah. They also thought about putting Chiyo in an outfit. What is the name? Nuri Kabe. But it looked like the thwomp from Mario, which is probably what that's based on. The like wall that moves and has like little arms.
Even made a little thwomp sound effect when it fell over.
Yeah. And they put her little like pigtails or whatever on the sides of it, the little bits of her hair on the sides of it too. Wait, for the
Did you say thwomp or womp? Because they're two different things.
Thwomp.
Is that the right one? Shit, I'm not even sure now.
If I'm saying the thwomp from Mario, people are gonna know what I mean. Okay, Mr. Actually. Mr. Actually, people are gonna know what I mean. People are gonna know what I mean, Mr. Actually. Okay? They're gonna know what I mean. I literally describe what the thing is too. Don't worry.
Will they though? Has that been in a game in the last 30 years?
Yes,
it's in the most popular Mario game, so it doesn't matter. Okay? It's in Mario 64, so that's all you need. That's all you need. We had a couple bits involving the English language. I think one of them was like Yukari and Kurosawa, where like Kurosawa was just left to deal with a foreigner for a moment by Yukari, who is an English teacher, so she knows English, and Kurosawa is the gym teacher, so she's like, I don't know how to speak this stuff, and so she was like, wait, was that? No, this is somebody else that did that bit that I'm looking at right now, but there was
No, that was them, for one of them at least.
Well, I'm talking about the one bit where someone's like, I'll help you. I'll help you. And then they're shouting, help. Help.
Yeah.
They're like going, help. But there was another bit where it was just, Yukari was just looking at Kurosawa try to talk to someone, watching her panic, and then like deciding to go into flex. Being like, yeah, I helped him out. I was half expecting the joke to be that Yukari also does not know English and just pretended to sound like she knew what she was talking about, but that is apparently not the case here, because apparently she is the English teacher, so we got to give her some powers, I guess.
She had to be hired for some reason.
Yeah, I guess.
Allegedly.
They did have
one moment where...
Yeah. Yeah, no, go on.
There's one moment where like Osaka spoke French at the dog, yes. And there's like, no, they talk with their eyes. Looks in their eyes. I don't speak French.
That bit's supposed to be like, because the dog is a French dog, right? Was that what that bit was about? Yeah. What was the one? It's like, oh, a French dog and a Japanese owner going to America. I wonder if they're gonna be able to tell who the foreigner is there. I'm trying to think of what other bits. It's, I'll be honest, a series like this, it's a fun enjoyment at the time, but when I try to think of some of the bits to discuss, it's like hard to think of them all. But I also didn't want to be taking notes for every single bit, so it's,
There were definitely parts that made me like actually laugh out loud. I just couldn't tell you what they were.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I feel like maybe once we consume the anime, some of these will be like more solidified for like bits that we really, really enjoy and remember. Here, I'm reading a lot of them, and it's just like a blur of some of them, because, the nature of 4 commas like this, you have a bit, maybe it has a recurring joke for like a couple pages, and then we move on to the next bits with the next recurring set of jokes. And at the pace that we're reading it, as opposed to reading it in the monthly release that it would have originally been in, it's hard to memorize a lot of the bits, the smaller bits. We can remember some of the like more impactful ones, like the Chiyo Santa father thing, and there's the sports festivals, because there was like 3 of them. and all the Yukari moments, and Sakaki just dealing with cats. Like, these are like the iconic moments that like stand out more so than a lot of the other ones. That and just Chihiro as a creature. That's just a common bit. Chihiro's a creature, and then also when her hair got adjusted, one of them was like, "Oh my god, they moved! The little like hair buns or whatever, the pigtails or whatever, they moved. What happened?" And they were like freaking out because I think that's the same person who keeps having dreams that Chiyo's pigtails are like controlling her or like letting her fly. We did finally get the bit with the one sound clip that Miko keeps playing. The hello. America. And then you see like the army of Chios being like, hello. Yep, there it is. Yeah. Like I said, there's not too much to talk about this week with it because once we went through the initial discussion about it, we got the gist of it, and this is not a series that at this point, takes heavy dissection of a lot of its stuff.
But it was not going or trying to say.
Well, yeah, and it's also not one of those things where it has like enough of a story for us to progress through to be able to talk about relevant plot points that happened. It's it's a collection of bits that are funny, but they don't necessarily mean that they stand out. It's still an enjoyable time when you read through the whole thing, but you don't necessarily, at least in this day and age, leave this thinking that this is like a super memorable series that will live with you forever if this is your first exposure to it all these years later. The anime might be a very different experience when it comes to this, I think. The anime will probably be much more memorable and much more impactful because it's probably, I don't know if it's doing all of the bits in here or if it's only doing some of the best bits of it. But in any case, it's probably getting a lot more mileage out of its jokes with the difference in mediums. You have audio involved, you have movement involved, and it probably adds a lot to it when you do that. It makes it far more memorable, I think. Not to say that the manga is bad, it's just tricky series to have a book club discussion about when it's just, all right, do we remember any funny moment bits? If we do, we can ramble about those a little bit. But if not, I don't know what to do. I like the art, but it's very, simplified in its ways to get the jokes working, and I liked how it executes a lot of them. I have not been paying attention as much to camera shift stuff like Andy was mentioning last week. I think most of the time with this, I'm just trying to be like, is this Osaka? Is this Tomo? Is this Kagura? Which dark-haired character is this? Because that's still the one thing that I think I do have an issue with, is just for many of the characters, I can't tell who's who in some scenes.
Which one you
just switch to the lower resolution drawing.
Yeah, it's just and especially when the lengths of the hair keep changing too. I'm like, wait, is this her? Is this person? I don't again, animated, it's probably easier to tell because they probably do give them slightly different hair colors in some kind of way, or it's probably more noticeable to see that this is a different person because of the way their hairs move, maybe, or the fact that you're hearing them. Yeah, the fact that you hear the different voice actresses will probably also help a lot too. Yeah. So, I mean, overall, I still very much enjoyed it. I enjoyed the series, and I just, I liked it. But I can also see why this is not a heavily discussed manga in the modern day. I know a ton of people who have told me that they really like Azumanga Daioh, but they've never read the manga. They've only seen the anime. And I think that there's probably a reason for it. Not that it's a bad series, but that it's not really a series that compels people, if they watch the anime, to go out and then read the manga. because the
Especially
jokes.
because the anime is a complete adaptation, right?
Yeah, from what I understand, it's supposed to be a complete adaptation. I'd imagine, because it's only like 4 volumes long, and the anime is, I'm looking up now, 26 episodes. So I'd assume it's a complete adaptation. I would assume, it's a bold assumption. I know.
You'd assume, but
I mean,
this is Clown World.
Now I do have a question though, because this was brought up last week. Where were the instruments? When did that happen?
Where were the instruments?
Where
That's
were
what
they?
I'm saying.
Like, I'm trying to wonder now, like, because we didn't even get to that in this. Is this just like an anime exclusive meme, or a meme that was only there in the reboot version that they did later on?
At the backgrounds, okay, you gotta pay attention. Okay,
because that shit wasn't there. Where's the instrument jokes? But maybe that's just a meme that is more so in the anime, which they then brought into the anniversary version of the Azumanga Daioh thing as like a bonus meme comic, and maybe that's why it's present in the banners, but not in the actual manga that we read. Maybe that's the case. Maybe it's an iconic scene that just is iconic because it, was an anime original thing that they probably did because now they have access to sound for their jokes. I don't know. We'll find out if we decide to watch the anime, I guess. I've only seen the first episode, I think. Let me check. I've seen the first 3 episodes of the anime. And we'll probably, at some point with the book club group, I think we're going to try to come up with some times for us to sit down and like watch anime adaptations of some of the things that we've read together. We have quite a few series. Azumanga Daioh is one.
We're not watching the Umineko anime.
I am, in fact, watching the Umineko anime, and you can't stop me. Okay,
is this the unofficial announcement of the Anime React Club?
We have to compare how badly they butchered Umineko with the anime. Now that we know everything and how it's supposed to be, we have to see how they fucked it up. We have to know. Umineko, Land of the Lustrous, Summertime Rendering, Dorohedoro, which is getting a season 2 at some point soon. Land of the Lustrous isn't. Mega Man X, everyone's favorite anime.
And manga, of course.
Yeah, of course. Familiar of Zero. Andy's gonna be excited for that. What else have we read?
No.
New Game? That covered the whole first season, so we could do that. So that counts. Jeff. We can only watch Familiar with Zero if Andy's finished Dorohedoro. That's the clause. Oh, damn. Andy's not going to be happy about that one. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the series. I enjoyed the jokes that it did. I feel like this is something to where, again, if I read through it all again at some point in the future, if I'm like sitting down slower reading some of this stuff as opposed to, I won't lie, like I did sort of similar to Miko where I ended up busy with other things, so I had to cram the readings for this towards the last couple days. I did it through the last couple of days. I think Miko did it like the last couple hours. I don't even know if Miko actually finished the reading for this week. Okay, so did you even see them graduate? It was very heartfelt. Well, not anymore.
Not in my heart, they don't.
Oh my god.
I finished this on like Friday morning.
Yeah, it like, again, because this series originally came out monthly, that would like probably be a much different experience in that kind of case. And also, even when I did sit down to read it, I won't lie to you, even though like, a lot of these pages were pretty quick to read through, if I wanted to actually process the jokes that are happening, this reading took longer than reading most other series takes in that kind of case, I think, for me.
So why does it just me feel like I was lying? It was just actually lying? Oh my God.
I mean, yeah, because like, again, we're reading 2 volumes, but each of these like pages has like 2 strips on each page and jokes that are tied to all of them, that like the point of the series is to process these jokes. So you can't just like have a plot that you're like following the narrative of and like knowing, okay, so this is what this character's doing, this is what they're planning to do, all right, these are the lines that they're saying. No, you're like mentally resetting every single time you go to a new like month to try to read like, all right, what's the adventure we're going on now or whatever. And that's not really a problem. That's not really an issue exclusive to Azumanga Daioh. It's just to kind of tell us when it comes to like reading some of these things that like things like this, even though they seem like a nice, quick, short read, if you really wanted to try to get some appreciation out of it on your end while you're experiencing it, it takes longer to read than some other series, which I guess is a good thing if you want more mileage out of like a manga that you get. Just because it's a 4 comma doesn't mean it'll be a quick read in that kind of sense. It can be if you're ignoring most of the point of getting it, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like, New Game's kind of like that too. New Game is one of those ones. New Game, at least, each volume of New Game is thinner than the volumes of Azumanga Daioh would be. But New Game was also in a monthly magazine, the Manga Time Kirara Carrot, that one there. But its volumes are pretty thin, and it makes up for some of the stuff with like a lot of the 4 commas. It's like has more dialogue crammed into some of them. But the difference there is there are some one-off joke comics, but for the most part, there is a like continuing overall plot of some, like, it's not like a hugely important in some of the things. In later arcs, they do get into more important things that they're trying to focus towards. But in a lot of them, it's like, this is Aoba. She's a character designer there. She's working towards this. She's trying to learn from Ko Yagami and doing all this kind of stuff. Whereas with Azumanga Daioh, it's, all right, we have these characters. They have their different roles when telling jokes. And so we will now execute this kind of little bit that I've thought about right now. And I need this character to start off because they're an idiot character, and we need this character to hit it, like answer to it because they're a smarter character, but then they could pile on with this other idiot character afterwards. Like, you know, we've established these characters with their different roles and their different like quirks to them, and they're used as just vehicles for these jokes that will sound like they come from them, but really it feels at times like it's more crammed into like their tropes or whatever, and it still works. But you can definitely feel why this takes longer, even though it's not really longer volumes than the stuff that we're used to before. It just feels longer because if you actually want to process what the fuck you're reading, you have to like mentally reset every couple pages fully to be like, all right, this is a new bit. We got a new bit going on. Are they referencing anything from the past bits? Did I miss what the fuck this is? They're in Okinawa. There's like a shit ton of Okinawa memes here. What does that shit mean? I think I remembered one of the bits was kind of making fun of the fact that some of them have different tropes and are supposed to respond to things. It was Osaka going, hey, here's a fun fact. Did you know mushrooms can produce like 1 billion spores or something like that in their like a single mushroom? And they're like, huh, that is a fun fact. And she's like, all right, well, enough of you then. This you didn't do it right. And they're like, what? And they go to Yomi. And they're like, yeah, did you know this thing? And they're like, oh, I didn't. Well, that's pretty cool. And they're like, no, you're supposed to respond with, that's not a fun fact. That's a fungus fact. And it's like, okay, so we're trying to we're doing like little meta jokes with that, where it's like, okay, well, we're trying to execute jokes, and you are not reciprocating my jokes in the proper manner that you're supposed to, guys. Come on. And I think we had a couple ones where, you know, similar to that, like when they keep referencing like the whole the straight man idiot like comedy trope things, that like slapping them on the chest, be like, what you mean, and things like that. And like we'll have that recurring, and they're nice when they happen, but it also kind of showcases the thing I was talking about, where it's like the jokes are more so built around the stereotypes of what the characters are supposed to be in joke telling, and it makes a lot of the characters harder to distinguish, not just visually, but also like role wise. Like the difference between Tomo and Osaka when it comes to being the idiot is just Tomo can more so be an asshole than Osaka, who is just airheaded. But they're both dumbasses. Also, Kagura is also a dumbass, but they're like more of a sportsy dumbass, I guess.
there's a spectrum of the mastery here.
It's true. It's true.
Now,
Whereas,
where's
like,
Chef on all this is my question.
you know, I will say too. Okay, Yomi had some screen time, not nearly as much as I would have expected. Still, and Yomi just visually and how they act feels like they're supposed to be like the smart person in the group. And I think they're supposed to be portrayed as like they get good grades and stuff. But then we have an entire bit. We have an entire bit where they're like worried about whether or not Yomi's gonna accept into college, and the whole time I'm just like, bro, if fucking Tomo got into college, why would we ever get worried about any of this shit? What are we talking about here?
No, I know it's like.
Like Tomo and
I've been there.
Osaka, and meanwhile, we still keep bringing up the bit about Yomi wanting to lose weight. We're at least adding more to that joke than just Tomo saying, "Oh, are you trying to lose weight, you fucking loser?" Anyways, I'm gonna go eat this massive like dessert in front of you. Yomi's now like, it's a celebration because we're on vacation, so I'm allowed to eat whatever. Or it's like, I got into college, we're celebrating, I get to eat now. Like, we're doing like little excuses sometimes for like why she gets to eat even though she's on the diet. So it's like, okay, at least that's something, but we didn't really do as much with that as I would have wanted, I think. So I feel like there was a lot of missed opportunities when it came to Yomi. Yomi's character became just, I am the straight man for many jokes, and also I have glasses that you may or may not take at times for some jokes. That was like it for the most part. Chiyo and Sakaki are like the most standout of the group, I think. For many of their bits, Sakaki has her whole arc about cats. Chiyo is just little creature. We use her as a vehicle for a lot of things because she's rich, and has a lot of like more mature experiences and attitudes towards things than a lot of the members of the cast.
Most of the members of the cast.
Even the teachers, who will threaten to throw
Especially
her
the
off the
teachers.
cliff. They're like, what was one of the bits that Yukari's like looking through a catalog of like very expensive fancy foods. She's like, oh, I would love to eat that. Chiyo, have you eaten this fucking thing? Oh, you had that? All right. What about this thing? How'd that taste? Motherfucker.
Killed a small child.
Based.
Look, class warfare knows no age limit.
I liked the one bit when they start third year, like, wow, we're finally third years now. We're so like grown up now. And they're like, well, now we have to walk all the way up to the third floor of the building. This is work. Oh, I'm like, yeah, that's how it goes. We had somebody got moved over to the next class. Kaorin, who is the one who likes Sakaki, was like moved over to Kimura's class, and he started being obsessed with her. The joke was just, Kaorin's just like, I'm just trying to go to school, and the teacher just keeps saying weird shit to me specifically. I don't know what to do about that. And also, I just want to hang out with Sakaki. I just want to see Sakaki. But at least she got a win towards the end. She got a win. Oh, one of the sports festivals, the funny joke with her was, I get to do the 3-legged race or whatever with Sakaki. And somebody else tried to walk up and be like, oh, do you want me to help you understand? It's like, don't you fucking dare. You get away from me right now, okay? You're not taking this from me. You're not taking this from me. And then they do the 3-legged race thing or whatever kind of race they were doing. And it's a nice little time for her. And then once they get to graduation, she's like, all right, it's time for me to shoot my shot here. It's like the last day. Can I get a photo with you? And then the joke there was they tried to ask Tomo to take the photo. And Tomo was just making her life miserable trying to take this photo. While Kaorin's just trying to have a nice time with Sakaki. And Tomo's like, okay, that'll be like 1,000 yen. And she's like crying, be like, okay, here you go. I was just joking. But I'm going to have to pay it. And then she kept like fucking around with the camera, being like, oh, I just took a picture of the ground. Oh, maybe I'll give you the camera. I don't know. Little bits like that.
Trolling.
But I'm glad Kaorin got a little bit of moments with Sakaki, even though Sakaki didn't really care about anything except cats for the most part. Throughout the series, pretty much. It was just cats, cats, cats. Which valid, very valid.
Yep, wrong kind of pussy.
Based. Yes, I liked what was going on with the series.
It should have been me.
I liked what was going on with the series. Again, I can understand why it's probably a more niche series when it comes to its manga version. But
I'm sorry, what the fuck did you just say?
I said niche.
Okay.
Are you gonna actually about how? Are you gonna like what? I don't know why you do this.
So
I don't know why you do this to me, because I pronounce it niche one time. You're like, actually, that's not how that's pronounced. What the fuck is that word? Like, are you gonna do this to me? 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 How many more actuallys you want to do to me on one fucking podcast? How many? How many? You're not even posting the emote even once when you do them. Okay, you gotta calm down, Mr. Canada. Yeah. All right, if that's even your real country. Okay, so.
God damn it.
All right, Shadow.
Actually, emote?
We do.
Yes,
we do. It's a Wolfboat All right, well, Mr. Canada, you have volunteered. Give us your closing and or overall thoughts about Azumanga Daioh. Go.
I thought it was fine. I got the jokes. I just never laughed though.
Do you ever laugh?
Yes, I laughed plenty during Umineko.
Based. Do you think the experience in Azumanga Daioh would have been enhanced if they had eaten small bombs?
Yes, because Andy would never stop talking about it.
I did. Oh, I didn't screen cap it at some point, but there was a line, I think in the reading from last week, where they said no good at all. And I almost screen capped it and posted it and be like, oh, Umineko, oh, but I didn't, so.
This is just like Umineko.
Oh my god, we've read Umineko once and everything is Umineko now. Holy shit.
Look, man, Umineko is stay with me for the rest of my life, okay? Whenever I see something that's big like I'm going to point out.
As you should.
I've joined the book club. There's just going to be references to one series I've never read.
That means you're gonna have to read it. You're gonna have to read it. Try not to make your first exposure to the anime when we do watch it, though. Okay, don't make that your first exposure. There's a whole VN you can read, though.
Exactly. You should definitely make
it's 40% off on Steam right now.
Oh my god! All right, Ari, give us your closing thoughts and/or overall thoughts about Azumanga Daioh. What did you think?
It was nice. It was a nice little short read. Obviously I haven't fully finished it, but you read like the first volume. You read all of it pretty much. That's you get the gist of it. It was cute. Hasn't really overstayed its welcome, but it definitely could have if it kept going on. Yeah, it's cute. Definitely a little harder to parse though with all of the because a lot of Japanese humor is steeped in the language and the culture of having the like references and stuff. So not all humor of it is associated with that, but like this one was definitely on the higher end of has a lot of references to Japanese culture and puns and stuff. So it's kind of a good starter read, but also kind of not, you know?
Yeah. I would like when it comes to slice of life reading stuff, especially like it will get you in the mood for like general slice of life school comedies. It's pretty good for like giving you a general introduction for that, but it also shouldn't be your implication that all of them are like this, because many of the modern ones are far more stand out, I think, in terms of like how the things go, and they do still have the issue, I think, of like the whole many of the jokes are steeped in the language, and many of them are like more inside jokes about how comedy works in Japanese culture.
Yeah.
But this will give you an overall general feel for a lot of the common tropes that are still used today in slice of life school comedies, at the very least. And it will also give you a little look into how Japanese schools work compared to like American schools and things. Like they have 3-year schools, 3 semesters, and they have a lot of their, I think most of them, what am I trying to say? Oh, here we will move classrooms. The students will move classrooms, but there the teachers more so move classrooms, and the students stay in the one classroom. I think, except for like certain classes like gym and like science labs or things like that. For the most part, they usually stay in like one classroom for all their stuff. So like that's another big difference, I think. And things like that. So you get
up to the 3rd floor.
What's what?
But they went up to the 3rd floor.
Yeah, because they went to a new, because they advanced a year, so they moved classrooms to there. Yeah, and then like because usually they'll have like their homeroom, and then like that's like their intro for the day, and then like they're there for like the rest of the day, unless there's like a specific type of classroom they have to be in for like the next class or whatever. I think is usually how it goes. I could be wrong about that in some cases, but I think it's been explained to me that that is the case. And so a lot of the times, you know, this is why they'll put the person in the protagonist seat. And that's like the same seat that they're in for like all the classes, is usually because that's like their seat until like they go on to the next year, and then maybe their classes shift or whatever.
Yeah, because they're the protagonist.
Yeah. I mean, the protagonist seat specifically is so that it's for like budgetary reasons. It's like the easiest seat to like.
No, it's because they're the protagonist.
Well, true. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Aztec, what did you think about Azumanga Daioh?
It was all right. I laugh sometimes.
Yeah.
Based. I feel like this would be a series I will enjoy. I liked it. I didn't hate it, but I felt like for a manga, this would be a series where I'm like, I get it, and I had some funny moments, and I understand how they were trying to execute some of the jokes, but I will also not be able to tell you a lot of these jokes in about 3 days from now.
Look, that knife joke is staying.
That knife joke's good. Yeah, but again, like we said before, this is one of those series where out of context, a lot of these jokes are very funny. So if you take any bit of this out of context, it will still be like a funny thing in itself. So it's not to say like the jokes are bad. It's just that it's one of those series where the jokes themselves are not entirely memorable overall until like you're reminded about it happening, I guess, later on. This is only talking about the manga, though. When it comes to the anime probably solidifies some of these more memorably for various reasons regarding anime adaptations as opposed to manga adaptations. So whenever we try to consume that, it'll probably be a even more enjoyable time than we had here. Again, not to say that Azumanga Daioh was not enjoyable. It was good, but it's understandable, I think, for why many people who are even fans of Azumanga Daioh have not actually bothered to read the manga for Azumanga Daioh. It's not a series that compels you to go check out the manga for it, for various reasons. But the manga itself was a pretty important reason for how slice of life series have become today. So it's it's one of those works where it's very important for its role it had on future works. But it's not necessarily by itself, especially nowadays, like 20 years later, a work that's a must read. Like it's a fun read, but it would not be a must read, even though it has the big cultural impact, I would say. I think that's how I would describe it, at least.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's good. I liked Chiyo and Sakaki. They're my favorites. They're good. So. And then Kiyohiko.
So if you don't remember it,
go on.
So if you're not going to remember the panels, we'll be able to just gaslight you into believing it was anything we say, right?
You could just make up shit about what happened in it, and I would just tell you, I remember that part. I could do that with Miko right now. We could do this with Ari right now. Ari hasn't finished it. How far did you even make it?
I could do this with you with Umineko.
No, you can't.
We finished.
Did you?
Yeah, I hope.
Yes.
Actually, we still have what's that other one? Tsubasa. So.
Tsubasa, and then there's the other ones like Saku, which was a re-release, and.
Hey, listen, I was sent something by Cronus that's supposed to be like a whole bunch of extra Umineko bonus memes, I guess. So I have that. Anyways, How far did you actually make it with your reading?
Like the beginning of volume 3.
Jesus. Okay. Well.
I think I'm missing shit.
And you're gonna be like, Andy, you're not going back to finish that, okay?
Cry about it.
Well, now we move on to the next segment, the Azumanga Daioh quiz. No, I did not, in fact, prepare a quiz, but I could have, and I probably should have, knowing that
coward.
I probably should have, knowing that it was going to take us far less time to discuss this week than it would the other ones. I mean, maybe our discussion time would have been longer if like Andy or Dango were also here, but they are not.
Or if Ari finished.
Or if Ari finished.
Hey, I provided commentary.
Yeah, name one comic from this week.
Santa.
Name one comic that wasn't Santa.
Comic.
That we haven't mentioned before.
Ooh, challenge mode. Ari flipping through the pages. Oh shit.
What? I've admitted that I didn't finish fully reading it. Why am I being punished?
You're getting punished because you didn't finish reading, okay? You're getting bullied. This is what you get for assuming, I could just read it all after lunch. I could just read it all in time. And that might work for some of our past series, but unfortunately that did not work for Azumanga Daioh, as I learned last week when I just barely finished my reading in time for the book club, and so I started my reading earlier this week for that, because it, again, like I said earlier, it's a series that feels like it wouldn't take that long to read, but once you start reading it, you realize you do have to mentally reset to understand and appreciate the jokes that are happening, so it takes you longer than you would think to read through it. Otherwise, there's no point to reading it if you're not like understanding any of the jokes that are happening, because what the fuck is the point other than to I don't look at some funny expression sometimes, or see Sakaki say it's a meowricle, like I don't like, or see Chiyo's dad every now and then.
Look, I'm just saying the schizo theory still holds up.
Which, by the way, I still love the fact that we have not seen Chiyo's actual dad yet. So it's, you know,
did we even see like her mom?
No. That is one of the things with this. It's we don't get into their families at all. We just
one exception.
Yeah, I don't think we saw an adult outside of the teachers and like random passerbys.
Yeah, it was just them, and then like the teachers specifically hang out with our main cast more so than any of the other students. Personally, like they're like foster moms or whatever. We do hear Yukari's mom off screen. We don't see Yukari's mom, but we hear Yukari's mom talking to Kurosawa. So. I like to. I just remember the one bit when they were all at the shrine. They were dealing with the like good luck and all that kind of stuff. Oh, they also had that one bit where they were like, "Oh, it's good luck if you split the chopsticks cleanly in half." And they're like, "Well, if you just do it slowly, it works." Oh my god, you could do that! And Osaka just wastes all of them. They do the shrine stuff. They go through their fortunes. Then they're leaving, and they see Yukari and Kurosawa in their car, and they're like, "Oh shit, the enemy's immobile! Quick, let's go!" And they go up to the window, and they're just like making faces and shit. They're like, "Hey, hey." They lower the window, and they're like, "Hey, give us some New Year's allowance." And then Yukari just rolls up the window.
And then they go, "Oh, by the way, that shrine, the person that the shrine guy there, he failed."
Yeah, because they were going there to pray for good luck on their exams. They're like, yeah, the guy who owns the shrine's son failed his exam, so that shrine doesn't work for that. Anyways, Kurosawa's taking me to a shrine for good luck with marriage. And I was like, oh, the Yuri continues. Let's go.
Happy New Yuri!
Woo! But, yeah.
What did you just say to me, Ari?
Happy New Yuri! Woo!
Bass. Yeah, cause that was a recurring thing with these volumes, because they kept getting closer to the college exam, so they kept trying to like bring up about like how to have good luck and things like that. Was the one bit this week or last week? There was one comic that was about hiccups. One of them got the. Oh yeah, that was last week.
Yeah, we mentioned that.
Yeah, because we talked about that. Because there's like the hiccups and like, how do you get rid of them? And they were like, oh, they just take them, just give them to somebody else. And then Chiyo took them
and then
from
Chiyo
her.
gets them. Yeah.
Yeah, because then that was also a recurring thing.
That you're supposed to get hiccups when you have spicy food. I didn't know about this. I eat spicy food every day and never get hiccups.
I guess so. I forget what's supposed to like specifically cause
What does a
hiccups.
Canadian consider spicy food?
Oh, true.
Just point like a whole chunk of wasabi on top of sushi.
It's probably true. I haven't had it, but it's probably true.
You eat sushi every day?
Not every day.
Ever? There's silence here.
Wait.
Have you had sushi before?
Yes, I have it like every week.
Oh, every week. Damn.
It's like what I have after class.
Damn, that's surprising, actually. This is where you find out Shadow's actually a Japanese schoolgirl. Good for you. Good for you.
No, you just have like 3 sushi places right at the college.
Oh, damn. And there's
Yeah,
no
they do have a
place.
lot of sushi at college.
You're telling me there's no place near your college that sells mozzarella sticks?
No sticks.
There's no. You're just lying. You're just lying.
You need to transfer.
You're
They
just
got
lying.
2 Starbucks there
I need you to
also,
go.
for some reason.
I need you to go onto your Google and type mozzarella sticks in my area. There has to be. There has to be.
Hold on, let me do that actually.
You don't have to actually do it
College
right now.
students
Listen.
are searching singles in my area. Shadow searching mozzarella sticks in my area.
They'll be there. Don't worry. They'll be there. Somewhere.
Hold on, I'm popping it in.
Okay. All right. So
where are we?
that's gonna be a whole process. We don't have to.
Oh, ooh, yeah, I'm not too sure this one, buddy. They're all like pretty far off. Holy sh!
Wow. Well, I think they didn't. You know where they also didn't eat mozzarella sticks? Azumanga Daioh. They didn't eat them there too. It's very upsetting. I wanted it. I wanted it to happen. I want more moss stick representation in manga. Do they not have them in Japan? This is impossible.
Time for you to go and find out.
I'll go start my own mozzarella stick restaurant in Japan specifically. That's all we sell is moss
And
sticks.
not Canada.
I thought they were generally lactose intolerant.
Well, once I open
Not
up my
anymore.
moss stick shop, okay, well we'll change that. We'll change that. They only think they are. They'll be fine. So, Azumanga Daioh, very interesting experience. I had a fun time. I feel like I will have a better time with the anime, and I recognize Azumanga Daioh's cultural importance towards later slice of life works and the school comedy genres in general. I appreciate it for that work. Yeah, Chiyo and Sakaki are the best characters. It's hard for me to pick one out of those two, but they're the best ones. So, who are your favorite characters? Anybody have any favorites?
Yukari and Sakaki.
Based. Osaka. Okay, Osaka's a solid pick. I forget what Andy said last week. I think Andy just said they hated Tomo, which is fair.
Yeah.
The most valid take.
What was that one bit? It was like they had the wildcat Maya, and they're like, "Oh no, Maya scratched Tomo," and Sakaki's trying to be like, "No, don't scratch people," and Yomi's like, "No, he did the right thing. Fuck you, Tomo. You were torturing this cat." Dumbass motherfucker. They're like calling Tomo a dumbass as they walk home, being like, "You deserved it, idiot."
Look, you can love any character you want, but you need to hate Tomo.
You can love Tomo, but you also need a hater.
Was it Tomo or Kagura? One of the characters was like walking home with Sakaki and was like, "Why do the cats keep attacking you? Don't worry, I'll defend you from the cats." And they started like scaring the cats away. And Sakaki was like, "No,
Yeah.
leave him alone."
Tomo would never do that.
Yeah. That was a good bit. All right. Well, unless we have anything else, I think we can wrap this up here for tonight. Again, shorter than usual, but that's just the nature of the fact that we don't really have that much more to discuss with this one, I guess. So it was still a very interesting experience. I'm glad we picked it. I'm glad we finally had a the most lighthearted series here.
And the
despite
shortest.
and the shortest, despite Knives coming out and Chiyo's father being like, "You will eat the tomato or else," and things like that. Yeah, it's still a lighthearted series. Very, very cute, and it's very nice little emotional stuff towards the end with the graduation. It was very cute. It was very adorable with that kind of stuff. And I do like the art style for how we have the faces drawn for this. I just kind of wish I could tell the difference between like three of the characters. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But I'm glad that the series existed, and I'm glad that it had the impact that it had. And I guess I could probably thank Azumanga Daioh for eventually giving me Bocchi the Rock and New Game, because those are pretty solid works. So thank you, Azumanga Daioh. I appreciate you. All right, well, with that said, we've basically wrapped up our discussion on Azumanga Daioh. We will be taking a break next week for the holidays. We will also be doing the votes for the next series that we will be discussing. We're going to be doing the votes as usual. We will still be voting for a short series, but they don't have to just be lighthearted anymore. I wanted at least one lighthearted series. You can put whatever you want, but it still has to be between 4 to 10 volumes and has to be complete.
All right, time to only pick depressing things, boys.
Oh boy. All right, so you can do that. Still has to be between 4 to 10, and we're going to be, with this next vote, we're going to be picking like 2 entries. So essentially whatever wins, that'll be the next one we do, and whatever the run-up is, we're going to do that one. So we'll be like planning out 2 ahead of time, which we'll be discussing when we come back next year. So next week is going to be the 26th. We won't be meeting that week. The week after will be the new year, January 2nd. So we'll be meeting then. Hopefully people don't have issues with that. If they do, tough shit. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll discuss it.
Hangover should be gone by then. It'll be good.
Okay, good. Yeah. Good. So, if you are somebody listening who is interested in getting in on that vote or in future discussions, if you want to be on the live show here in the voice chat, or if you just want to be hanging out with us in the Discord server, in the text chats, posting any memes or making suggestions about what we should read or whatever, you can do that by going to discord.wolfborg.com. And if you want to listen into these live, we do it every Thursday at around 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And we are hosted on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick all at the same time. And you can find the links to all of these on wolfborg.com or whatever platform you're currently listening to this on. There should be a button to follow and or subscribe and or give me money if you want. That's all your choice to do. I appreciate any and all viewers, likes, comments, favorites, whatever buttons are there. Just press them all. Something will happen. It might ask you for credit card numbers. Just send me all of it. Why not?
We also take hate comments, engagement.
That's true. It's true. If you think our opinions are shit on Azumanga Daioh, if you think we're a monster for saying that this is like at times when some of it's bits, you can send us a paragraph. Call us hack frauds, because we probably are. You could do that. You could especially and especially if you have any complaints about Mr. Canada here and his lack of mozzarella stick consumption, like you can file all of those in. And I will personally read them all to Mr. Canada. Don't worry. So, we'll be doing our votes.
It actually would be funny, though.
Listen, I do have a complaint box. Okay? There's a complaint box that you can fill out if you go to wolfborg.com. There's a complaint box, okay? Which the Wolfborg HR department will definitely address one day. Don't worry. So, anyways, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for everybody for coming to have the discussion. And we will see you not next week, the week after. We'll see you in 2025. Happy holidays, everybody. Happy New Year. And we will see you then, or we will talk to you in the Discord, where we do our next vote for the series. Goodbye, gamers. Goodbye. Christmas. Just a week away. Christmas in a week. Woohoo. I am so happy about this information. Goodbye.